Once upon a time, there lived a woman named Chiamaka. Chiamaka was a young woman who was married to Chinedu, a man who was strong and gentle. Their love bloomed, filling their lives with joy. Since Chinedu was the only child of Necca, they lived together in the same house. After Chinedu's marriage to Chiamaka, she brought Chiamaka into her mother's household. From the moment Necca laid her eyes on Chiamaka, her heart was filled with dislike and hatred. She did not like Chiamaka, and she had to do everything to make sure that Chinedu would throw her away of the household. One day, Necca cornered Chinedu, her voice dripping with concern. She accused Chiamaka of having an affair with a farm worker. Chinedu was very sad and he decided to confront Chiamaka on the issue. He did not give Chiamaka time to explain herself, since he was blinded by love for his mother and was unable to see through her lies. However, the seeds of doubt had been sown, taking root in his heart, and he was unable to believe Chiamaka. Another day, Necca found Chiamaka sweeping the courtyard. Instead of acknowledging her hard work, Necca scowled and declared, "You are so lazy, Chiamaka. You never do anything properly." Chiamaka, with a mischievous glint in her eye, retorted, "Necca, if you think sweeping is easy, I challenge you to race across the compound. Loser does all the cooking for a month." The unexpected response took Necca by surprise, and she quickly changed the subject, muttering about Chiamaka's supposed laziness under her breath. Fueled by her hatred, Necca's accusations escalated. She started whispering to the villagers that Chiamaka was a witch doctor and that she used her witchcraft to control Chinedu. This rumor spread in the whole village, resetting the minds of the villagers who started isolating Chiamaka. The once warm smiles turned into cold stares and suspicious whispers, causing Chiamaka immense distress. Undeterred, Chiamaka decided to talk to Necca. Her voice trembling with a mixture of sadness and anger, she confronted Necca. "Necca," she said, her voice barely a whisper, "your words are poisonous to my heart. They pierce my heart and tear our family apart. Please stop this madness before it consumes us all." But Necca, consumed by her own thoughts, ignored Chiamaka's pleas. Her heart hardened like sun-baked clay. She even pretended not to know what Chiamaka was talking about. Necca was excited to see that Chiamaka was getting sad day by day, and she decided to plot more accusations against her. Another day, she found a chicken missing from her coop, and without a shred of evidence, she accused Chiamaka of stealing it. As Chiamaka was busy cooking in the kitchen, Necca barged into the kitchen and started accusing Chiamaka. "You greedy woman," she shouted, her voice echoing through the compound. "You have no shame, stealing food from your own mother-in-law." Chiamaka, however, remained calm. She looked at Necca straight in the eye and replied, "Necca, if you truly believe I stole your chicken, you must think I'm capable of anything. Perhaps you should lock your doors and hide your valuables, because I might just come back for more." Her playful tone and witty comeback left Necca speechless, the anger momentarily repressed by a stunned silence. But Necca's hatred wouldn't be silenced for long. The next day, she found a pile of dirty dishes in the sink, and without a second thought, blamed Chiamaka. "You lazy good-for-nothing," she yelled. Can't you even finish your chores properly? You show no respect for me in this household. Chaka, though used to Necca's unfounded accusations, felt a surge of anger rising within her. Necca, she said, her voice firm, I have been working hard all day, and these dishes are the last of my chores. If you believe I disrespect you for not finishing them immediately, then perhaps you should consider helping out instead of spreading your days gossiping about me. The villagers who had gathered around to witness the scene gasped at Chaka's boldness. They had never seen anyone stand up to Necca like that before. But Necca, filled by her own rage, lunged at Chaka, her nails outstretched. In that moment, Chaka's anger took control. She reacted, pushing Necca away with enough force to send her falling to the ground. She then continued to beat Necca emotionlessly. She slapped her several times on her face, continued beating her on her back, and also kicking her with her legs. The villagers watched in shock as Chaka, overcome by emotions, began to lash out her mother-in-law. The scene was chaotic, filled with screams and apologies as the villagers intervened, pulling Chaka away from Necca. The fight left the compound in a state of shock and simmering tension. Chinedu, returning home to find his mother shaken and tearful, was filled with anger. He confronted Chaka, his voice thick with disappointment. How could you do this to my mother? He boomed, his eyes blazing. You have disrespected her and brought shame upon us all. Chaka, her heart heavy with guilt, tried to explain her actions. She spoke of the years of Necca's cruelty and the constant accusations and belittlement. But Chinedu was blinded by his anger and his loyalty to his mother. He demanded an apology and threatened to send Chaka away if she ever laid a hand on her mother again. Chaka, her spirit unbroken, stood tall and met her husband's gaze. I will apologize for my actions, she said, her voice firm, but I will not apologize for standing up to my tormentor. I demand respect from your mother, Chinedu. Until I receive it, our lives under this house will not be peaceful, and I assure you that. Despite the tension, they continued to live together. Necca, though still harboring resentment, held back from making overt accusations. Chaka, in turn, responded to her mother-in-law's barb with wit and humor, diffusing the situations to her quick remarks and playful demeanor. One day, Necca, finding Chaka sweeping the courtyard, grumbled under her breath, always making a show of your work. Chaka, with a mischievous smile, turned to her and said, Necca, if you believe I am putting on a show, perhaps you should join me. Two is always better than one, and it wouldn't hurt to have an extra pair of hands around here. Necca, caught off guard by Chaka's unexpected response, could only stammer a confused reply. The villagers who had witnessed the exchange erupted in laughter. The moment, though brief, held a glimmer of hope. It showed that even in a midst of conflict, there was a room for understanding and humor. The lesson learned in this story is that love and humor can conquer hatred, lies, and misunderstanding. Forgiveness paves the way for healing and family unity, while respect is earned through kind words and actions. Remember, it is never too late to choose a path of peace and leave the legacy of love.